Chris, the reviews machine, how the devil are you?
I'm good, thank you, mate. How are you?
I'm great, but this is a moment in time. For all we know, we could both be awful. Like the world of Killing Floor 2, which is full of zombies. Is that what they're called in this? Zombs?
Oh, so close. Zeds.
I took a punt and got it wrong. This game, I've played a very brief amount of it. This game, to me, seems kind of like what would happen if the zombies mode from Call of Duty met, Left 4 Dead, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Did you like it, though?
Yeah, I did. I think the kind of best bit about it is when you're in a team of other players, like real players, because there are two specific kind of modes. There's the single player, and then there's the kind of online. So the basic kind of gist of it is it's a wave-based shooter, really.
Yeah.
And you will face, I mean, you can kind of choose in the online. Seven waves I kind of tend to go with. And on each wave, a horde of these Zeds, which are essentially zombies, would come at you. So you would face 60 in the first wave, and there'd be the standard kind of cysts and clots, they're called, and they're just like zombies just walking to you. Yeah. So they kind of walk to you, and you just have to gun them down. The second wave, there'd be a lot more of those, but then there'd be newer ones like the crawlers, which look like aliens.
Are they the things that jump at you?
Yeah,
they're horrible. They're like big creatures, big spider things that leap at you, and the AI. I was going to actually ask you, mate. This seems like a good junction to do that. Is the AI in this quite good? Because it feels like it should be really easy on these first few levels, but the AI seems to just... Because when I think zombies in games, personally speaking, from my own experience in gaming, I think of Resident Evil, because that's probably one of the first memories of zombies I can think of. Slow, shuffling, kind of shambling along zombies kind of thing. Or is this... Certainly, from what I've played, which is not a lot compared to you, certainly, they feel very quick. Like they seem to just flank you, run at you, come from all angles. Feels very Left 4 Dead.
I think they are faster. That I think for me is because they're so overpowering that the kind of maps are very well designed. That's one thing that it is good for. Is like for me, my favourite one of the maps is the farmhouse, which reminds me a lot of kind of the demo for Resident Evil 7. It's not, it just reminds me of it. And there's like a lot of kind of small rooms in that house, and then outside there's a big kind of like field, and they come in through the mist, and you see them coming through there. So you'll be at a random place when the level spawns. So say you start off in this kitchen, and you don't see any for a while. You kind of have to go and find them, and then all of a sudden you'll see one, then you'll see a few more, and then before you know it, they're just everywhere. And I think it does feel a lot faster because of the levels. You can turn around, and then through these doors there's like 4 of them coming at you, and you don't see them, and then you turn around and there's another 4, then one of them bites you, and it's just very intense. And I think a lot of it is strength in numbers, and when you're on your own especially, for me it's pretty rock hard. So that's when the multiplayer kind of makes it a lot more fun and a lot more challenging without being too overpowering.
I was going to ask about that sort of co-op, but one thing I did find about this game, right, is often in these wave-based shooters, especially in something like a CoD Zombies, I don't feel a kind of rising panic. I feel that because of the pace of this one, because I've tested it on PS4 Pro, 4K, 60 frames or whatever it is, and it runs very, very well. But I found it kind of... I don't know. I don't get this very often in games, but it kind of makes me feel very uneasy because of the speed of it all. Like it's not. I'm trying to think of another shooter that is based around sort of horror, because Titanfall or Call of Duty are 60 frame shooters on consoles where especially Titanfall, the gameplay is very quick, right?
Yeah.
But you're basically fighting, robots, and there's, in Titanfall there's the occasional little dinosaur type thingy, but generally speaking, you're fighting things you recognise. Whereas in Killing Floor 2, it's this fast, frenetic game, and they're all kind of horror, And I found it made me quite uneasy, like it kind of almost gets you a sweat on,
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's when it's there's this level called Outpost, and it's like it's another one of my favourites. It's like a snowy facility, science facility where there's a big room full of computers and tech, and there's tunnels, and there's big kind of all sorts of just mechanical machinery and everything like that. And you find that there's a lot of these just weird creatures appear from the background, and they are very unsettling by the way they kind of move, and a lot's been taken from kind of famous zombie games, so like Left 4 Dead. There's this creature called Siren. It's very much like the witch from Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
You know, the one that squeals. And
it
terrified you.
Yeah.
That is horrible. When you encounter one of them, the speed at which it moves towards you and it's screaming is horrible. Oh. Then you've got these bloaters, which again,
I think they are actually called bloaters in Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, they're called bloats in this.
There's definitely an enemy called bloater somewhere in a zombie game. There's a lot of zombie games, isn't there?
There's Dead Island have got them. That's a big fat. They just spit
Dead Island,
acid at you. So there's those, and then there's these ones that have got like big metal mallets for hands, and they run at you, and they're just fucking terrifying. So there is a lot of kind of uneasiness in it because they'll come through all these different places, like, and you don't have a lot of time to prepare for them.
Right.
So it is quite a tense game, but it's not trying to be anything.
No, it seems very.
We're a wave-based shooter. We've got zombies
you've got XP and you're leveling up and your class, because I like the fact that, because I skipped ahead a bit here, because obviously one question I always like to ask about a game like this is I certainly appreciate that it's been made with co-op in mind. Like, is it 4 player? I think it's 4 player, isn't it?
There's six players on a team.
So it's based with you forming a team, taking that team online and playing together. There's the medic role that will it's standard class based stuff.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people who like this kind of game who don't want to play online. Is there any kind of single player, or is it?
Yeah.
You can actually play it on your own, but it's not like a campaign, is it? It's just you can play the map on your own.
Yeah,
same as CoD Zombies.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of maps. I think there's over like 10 maps, and they're all so different. Like, as I said earlier on, the designs are great. There's one that's set in hell, which is it's not even but it's not it doesn't remind you of Doom. It's quite its own. It's quite smart. So
I mean, there's
one
nothing
in
wrong.
Prison.
There's nothing wrong with homage if it's done well.
Yeah, and it's not like blatant plagiarism. It is a homage more than anything, because it does kind of the way it's designed and the kind of the impact of the Zeds or the zombies. It is very new, and I've not felt this kind of thing before. It's more Left 4 Dead than anything, but it's still its own game, and it's certainly worth having a crack if you like a bit of that kind of game, and if you're missing the Left 4 Dead 3 that's never going to be released.
Yeah, but never happening, is it?
Yeah, then this is certainly something to do. And if you've got mates, or you just want to be in a team-based shooter against zombies, then definitely. And it's gory as anything as well. It just paints the scenery in red. It's great.
Just very, very quickly though, better in co-op, better with people.
Yes, definitely.
But not horrible alone.
No, it's challenging more than anything.
That's the one thing I found, because I was playing alone.
Yeah, I stuck to the single player. I went online most of the time, but it is great if you want that challenge. It will give you more of a challenge than the multiplayer will, definitely.
Okie dokie. Well, if you want to read Chris's full scored review over on GodisaGeek.com, that's all you have to do is just type that in or click it, or there'll be an annotation somewhere that you can find us. You know where we are by now, hopefully. If you don't, then by God, make sure you subscribe, because you will be missing videos like this and lots more. Chris can be found at FirstAvenger83 on Twitter, myself at GeebusF, and importantly, we'd love to know what you think of Killing Floor 2, because, we're not talking into an empty void. We actually want to know what you think. Do you like it? Are you going to buy it? Are you going to play it alone? Are you going to play it with friends? Do you have a group of friends that would love to transition from Left 4 Dead 2 that you've been playing for God knows how long that's been out to this? Because it does seem to me certainly the similar kind of game. But thank you very much for your time. Chris, thank you for your time, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
You came so close to victory. So close, and so dead.
Hello, did you enjoy that video? I did. But if you really enjoyed it, click subscribe over here. Just serious somewhere there, and you will never miss a video. Just down here, if you really liked us, you can donate to our Patreon, $1 or £1 a month, and seriously, it helps us make stuff like this. This very camera recording this, that pays for it. Also, do you know what? Actually, I'm a bit big, aren't I? I need to be smaller.
Right, now over here, there's a video you can watch. If you click the playlist over there, you can watch that. There's loads of reviews and stuff. Seriously, it's just loads of content everywhere. It's just content, man. Content!